ICSI welcome all its global audience on our YouTube channel, ICSI's YouTube channel, which is showing this telecast live. And today we are in conversation with Madam Saakshi Choithani ji, and she's going to talk to us on business ecosystem for women and journey from being a homepreneur to a business owner. This is something very interesting, and specifically during the pandemic times. She is a business coach for women, founder, Mindynamics. To begin with, I want to show a few slides about ICSI, and then we'll be rightly going in conversation with Madam Saakshi. So ICSI is International Chamber for Service Industry, and we are a link between India and overseas Indians. And together we are making education relevant, and we are very much thankful to all the global fraternity, all the resource persons and the intellectual minds, those who are associated with us in this efforts of ICSI, making education services, dealing in education services and making education relevant. Because we believe that when it comes to service industry, there are many components of service industry, but the primer focus should be on education services, because if we take care of education services, all the other components of services can be very well managed. So ICSI complete focus is on service industry. And at the same time, we will not forget to thank Colonel K.C. Menon sir, who is the brain behind this particular webinar series of Reinstate Women Rights. This is his efforts. This is his guidance to us. And every week we see many female guest speakers coming here, women entrepreneurs coming here and talking about their life experiences and their journey from their home to the workplace and what the skills that they have got. So we are thankful to Colonel K.C. Menon sir, Regional Advisor, South India, ICSI. And these are the topics that we usually want to cover in the Reinstate Women Rights webinar series. And very important is women empowerment. And when we talk about women empowerment, this is the one trio that you are seeing. It is education, skills, MSME, entrepreneurship, and employment, which can, if come together, if we combine education with skills and MSME, keeping women at the center, then we all can contribute towards Atmanirbhar Bharat, because women in this entire universe is one single person, one single entity, a human existence without which no other growth and development is possible. That's what we believe. And this is basically the ICSI's action plan, the Shiksha, Kaushalta, and Udyamita. And during pandemic, we have converted our finishing school into inspirational lab, and we are providing the skills, basically, not just the hard skills, but the soft skills and life management skills through these inspirational lab and various other issues and topics to be discussed in this particular inspirational lab that we have started during the pandemic. And to 2022, we have dedicated it for teachers and youth empowerment, and service industry can do a lot to contribute towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. And we should not forget that I say this every day, that we are celebrating nowadays our Amrit Kal. We are into the Amrit Kal, Amrit Mahotsav we are celebrating, and we are into the 75th year of India's independence. And we should be proud on that, and we should take the vision forward. And we have to achieve the time when it comes 2047, when India will be going to complete 100 years. Till then, we all have to dedicatedly work towards empowering India, and what India used to call as Vishwaguru, we have to contribute towards that also. So let's come together, everyone, and just contribute your minutest efforts towards that. And we are very glad to announce this also, that starting from the very first day of the pandemic, 25th March 2020, we thought of starting and bringing all the intellectual minds together through our webinars. And we started this webinar series under the broader umbrella of making education relevant. And there are a lot many themes that we have covered, a lot many series that we have started in this broader umbrella. And all these webinars are available. 1,569 webinars are all available on ICSI's YouTube channel. You can go there, you can subscribe the channel, like, share, and you can comment or give your valuable views to us. That will give us a great motivation. And what I also tell you every day, and this is something which is the believable factor, which is the motivating factor for each of us every day, is whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This is a truth that we have to believe. And if we read it out at least once a day, it will fill us with a positivity, and that positivity will help us to grow in our life and move in a positive direction. So let's come together for making education and skills relevant, and keep sending us your suggestions on the given email ID, that is gsmotivator@icsi.asia, and send your WhatsApp, or you can send us WhatsApp also about your views about the particular webinar, or in totality, what you want to see, what we are doing, how you are liking that. And it's your love and affection that is keeping us motivated, and we are moving ahead in a positive direction. So we need that love, affection, and care of yours always and always. So with this, put your hands together to welcome Madam Saakshi Choithani ji. She is the businesswoman coach and founder of Mindynamics, as I told, and more we want to hear from herself. So stopping share my slides and welcoming ma'am. Ma'am, we are very glad that you are here and you have given us your time, and we welcome you and want to hear now from you. So over to Madam Saakshi ji. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Chitra, and good evening to everyone watching us live today. Thank you so much for this warm welcome and calling me on this platform where I can share my thoughts and we can interact with some conversations on how actually women can run businesses from home, how they can expand it. So talking about me, I come from a service class background. So my family was into a service class. And even after owning business today, there was a time in my life when I told my parents that I don't want to marry a guy who's into a business class family, or I don't want to go into a business class family. And when I told my family that I am taking the decision to drop out of the job and start my own business, it was an ultimate shock for them. So that was the transforming story. I come from a background of education industry, where I have served education industry for 10 years. And after completing almost 10 years in the education industry, life got a turn when I conceived my child. And I realized that if I need to give time to my child, I cannot stay out for 12 hours from home. So I decided to take a break. And during that break, actually, this business idea evolved and we started moving towards it. So that's how I started my business. I know many women or even men, sometimes we tend to take a break from our regular schedules, from our regular jobs. But believe me, neither businesses are easy nor jobs. And if you say, both of them carry equal value. So while we'll be discussing about business today, but it really doesn't mean that job doesn't carry a value. Everything has its own value. It's only your personal decision as to what you take in your life and what you want to live with in future. So I truly believe that there have been times in everyone's life where you want to learn, you want to grow, you want to start, and you feel stuck. So if you're stuck and you don't know what to do, there are only two ways. Either you go for a job that will give you practical learning, or you reform your skills, you learn, unlearn the old things and learn the new things. So these are the only two ways how you can move ahead in your professional life. That is something that I have done. That is something that I have seen many of the people doing. So in today's session, we are going to talk about 3 things that anyone should do while you are starting your business from home, and the path that you should take to actually start growing your business, scale it, and become a business owner. So whenever we talk about homepreneurs, homepreneurs has become a key word, especially post-COVID, because this was not taken so much as respectably as it has been started, to be accepted by people now. Because earlier there was a mentality that if anyone is working from home, अरे ऐसे ही काम कर रहे होंगे, time pass kind of thing, और ये तो ऐसे ही चल रहा होगा. Not necessary कि वो उससे पैसे ही कमा रहे होंगे. कई लोग they used to even work for charity कि चलो ठीक है, we are just sitting, it's just a passion, we love to do it. That's okay. That's your own wish that you want to do it for people without exchange of some profits or some money or some monetary benefits. That's totally your wish. But if you want to take it to a level, then that is something that we are going to discuss today कि आप किस तरीके से अपने एक छोटे से घर के बिजनेस को एक properly scaled business बना सकते हैं. So I believe till the time you're sitting at home, it's not necessary that you are a business owner. I have coached a lot of solo entrepreneurs, and while coaching them, while telling them what to do, what not to do, and even while realizing it myself, what I should do and what I should not do, I've come across many cases where people are just stuck. They don't know what to do next. And sometimes, there is no self-belief that we'll be able to do it or not. So that's the main thing that anyone needs to keep in their mind. That, as one of your slides was saying, that you can achieve something if you have trained your mind to believe in that thought. So if you believe in that thought, definitely you will achieve it one day or the other. The only thing is you will have to be consistent. So any of the homepreneurs that who want to start, who want to scale up their business, then you should always learn and unlearn, as I said. And second thing, you need to believe in whatever you are going to do, because no one else is going to believe in it at the starting stages. This is the hard reality of running a business. If you will say I'm doing a job, people are going to believe you more easily rather than when you say I'm going to start my own business. And this happens more in Indian families with women, not because they don't have the potential, but people take time to believe in your idea. And sometimes it's just that little bit of what you can say कीड़ा in your mind that keeps biting you कि अगर मैं फेल हो गई तो, या अगर ये नहीं चला तो, या लोग क्या कहेंगे, फिर फैमिली क्या कहेगी, फिर फैमिली के साथ चीजें कैसे मैनेज होगी. द पॉइंट इज यू स्टार्ट टेकिंग दैट फर्स्ट स्टेप. जब तक आप वो फर्स्ट स्टेप नहीं लोगे तो डेफिनेटली सब लोग यही कहेंगे कि तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा. सो हो सब जाता है, everything is possible only when you start taking every step and you start following the one step after the other. You don't leave that. जैसे ही आप वो गैप छोड़ते हो ना, आप वापस पीछे चले जाते हो ग्राउंड जीरो पे, and then again you start thinking कि अब मैं क्या करूं. So as I said, homepreneurship or homepreneurs has become a very common term now, especially after COVID, because पहले ऐसा होता था कि इंडस्ट्रीज भी घर से एम्प्लॉइज प्रेफर नहीं करते थे, but today they have become very open, especially in the field of IT, in the field of digital. Even there are many people in other firms too who believe that yes, if there is some work that can be done only through systems, and if it is only online and it is an online system management kind of a thing, then definitely people can do it from home. तो बहुत सारे ऐसे कंपनीज भी हैं जिन्होंने बहुत लुक फॉरवर्ड कर लिया है इन चीजों को. Even the education industry has revolutionized. I have been in this industry for almost 10 years, as I said, and I have been I have seen the journey of how पहली एजुकेशन होती थी, बिकॉज व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू टीच आई यूज्ड टू कंपेयर इट टू व्हाट आई लर्न थ्रू माय टीचर्स. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता था अच्छा उस टाइम पे तो इतनी फैसिलिटीज नहीं थी. आज के बच्चों को लाइक यू नो देयर आर लॉट मोर ओपन चैनल्स टू लर्न. स्टूडेंट्स हैव अ लॉट मोर ओपन चैनल्स टू लर्न. एंड कहीं ना कहीं आजकल टीचर्स के पास भी बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज है. So पहले इतनी opportunities नहीं होती थी. Like you know, when you are sitting in a school, my mom-in-law, she's been a teacher for 45 years in the same school.
Okay.
So it's not because उनको opportunity नहीं मिली, but she was very comfortable there. She wanted to do that, and she was happy doing that. So बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें होती थी जो पहले होती थी. But today's world is very dynamic. आज के डेट में स्टूडेंट्स को भी लर्न करना है एंड टीचर्स को भी लर्न करना है. लाइक यू नो इट्स बोथ द वे इक्वली. यू नो स्टूडेंट्स के पास जितना इंफॉर्मेशन आ रहा है, टीचर्स को भी उसको चैनलाइज करना आना चाहिए कि वो इंफॉर्मेशन हम कैसे स्टूडेंट्स के माइंड से फिल्टर करें कि क्या राइट है क्या गलत है. सो दैट्स व्हाट लाइक यू नो हाउ एजुकेशन इंडस्ट्री हैज इवॉल्व्ड. And coming back to the topic, like how homepreneurship or like how homepreneurship can be started.
जी.
तो बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें हैं जो किसी भी person को सोचनी चाहिए when they are starting their business. I'll specify here 3 main mistakes जो कोई भी एक person करता है जब वो घर से business start करता है.
जी.
तो the point is कि चाहे आप एक freelancer हो, चाहे आप एक student entrepreneur हो, मतलब just after completing your studies you have started doing something of your own, चाहे आप एक corporate freelancer हो, मतलब पहले आप corporate में job करते थे, अब आपने freelancing करना चालू कर दिया है, या पहले आप कोई भी जॉब करते थे and now you have started doing something on your own, freelancing का कुछ चालू किया, या आप अपने फ्री टाइम में कुछ ऐसा करते हो जो कि आपको खुश रखता है या आपका टाइम निकालता है या मे बी आपको मॉनेटरी बेनिफिट्स भी देता है. तो इस तरीके के जो वेंचर्स होते हैं, these are ideally not having a correct ecosystem. मतलब उनके पास एक पूरा सिस्टम नहीं होता उसको प्रॉपरली रन करने का. जैसे I have some of my friends who are into bakery. अभी क्या होता है, आज एक आंटी आई, उनको केक पसंद आया, उन्होंने खाया, ओके, एंड शी टोल्ड कि आप मेरे बेटे के बर्थडे का केक बनाना. And after that, what happened was कि the person, the lady जो कि केक बनाती है, she started getting more of orders after like people visited that party, and somewhere she started hesitating कि अब मैं इतने सारे orders कैसे लूंगी, नहीं मुझे नहीं करना है, you know, with the thought कि बहुत ज्यादा investment लगेगा, मैं इतना सारा टाइम कहाँ से लाऊंगी, मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, मैं तो सिर्फ शौकिया तौर पे करती हूँ, all these kind of stuff. तो कहीं ना कहीं ये जो हेजिटेशन है, ये जो माइंड ब्लॉक है, दिस नीड्स टू बी स्टॉप्ड. यू नीड टू इरेडिकेट दिस थिंग फ्रॉम योर लाइफ, फ्रॉम योर माइंडसेट, कि अगर आपको कुछ करना है तो इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी कि आप ये पहले से ही सोचने लग जाओ कि ये नहीं होगा. स्टार्ट थिंकिंग कि होगा, तभी वो चेंज पॉसिबल होगा. अदरवाइज वो चेंज होना इज लाइक यू नो, नो वन कैन डू इट फॉर यू, ओनली यू कैन डू इट फॉर योरसेल्फ. नो वन कैन डू इट फॉर यू. So that's one point, that you know you need to break the barriers, especially the barriers of your mind. क्योंकि अगर माइंड के barriers नहीं टूटेंगे तो आप physically active नहीं हो पाएंगे. You start doing physically with full energy, with full enthusiasm only when you have a clarity of mind कि मुझे ये करना है. जैसे अगर मैं women के example लूँ आज, क्योंकि हम लोग women के बारे में ही बात कर रहे हैं, तो if we take examples of women, I think अगर उन्हें बोल दिया जाए कि कल गेस्ट आ रहे हैं and you know you have to see everything, तो कैसे अपना पूरा वायरिंग होने लग जाता है. अच्छा, what will be the decor, what will be the food that will be served, how my home should look, who will be where, like you know, where are my kids, where is my husband, where is my family, what they are doing at that particular time when the guests are coming, do I need to do something extra, what I'm going to wear, etc etc etc. मतलब लिस्ट बढ़ती जाती है, and ultimately till the time the guests arrive आप चलते ही रहोगे, you know, you'll not stop. So that's the kind of mindset that you have as a female. Now, the problem is बहुत कम लोगों के साथ ये mindset होता है as a female in businesses. जी. आपका mindset stop हो जाता है. You know, मेरे पास 5 बच्चे ट्यूशन पढ़ने के लिए आ रहे हैं, I'm happy with it. Okay, और I am taking online coachings. आजकल online coachings भी होने लगे हैं fortunately. तो मैं ऑनलाइन कोचिंग्स ले रही हूँ एंड आई एम वेरी मच स्टेबल. मुझे मेरे पास सिर्फ 2 hours हैं तो मैं इतने में ही ले सकती हूँ. इट्स ओके इवन इफ यू वांट टू डू दैट, बट द पॉइंट इज इफ यू वांट टू डू दैट, अगर आपको इतने में ही रहना है, सीमित ही रहना है, इफ यू हैव दैट माइंडसेट कि आप वैसे ही रहना है, तो देन इट्स ओके. बट इफ यू वांट टू ग्रो, फिर आप बाद में आज से 20 इयर्स बाद सोचोगे कि अरे मैंने उस टाइम कर लिया होता. मतलब यू नो आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर सम ऑफ माय आंट्स टेलिंग मी देयर स्टोरी दैट यू नो अच्छा हमें तो मैरिज से पहले जॉब लगने वाली थी, बट देन मॉम एंड डैड सेड कि यू नो शादी कर लो, एंड देन मैरिज हो गई, then we couldn't work. So that backlog is there in their mind even till today. जब आज उनके बच्चे जो हैं वो 25 years old हो चुके. So that's the kind of mentality जो होती है, बहुत लोगों में होती है. तो आप 20 साल बाद जाके सोचोगे कि मुझे ये करना चाहिए था, तो अब टाइम तो रिवर्स होगा नहीं. तो first thing कि करना है तो start believing in yourself that yes, I have to do it, and then start finding ways of how you're going to do it. Because एक चीज तो है, एक hard reality है that when you start, literally आपको हर किसी को समझाना पड़ता है. You know, people start questioning कि अच्छा फिर इससे क्या होगा. Even not only women, even student entrepreneurs. जैसे ही students, आजकल स्टूडेंट एंटरप्रेन्योर्स का भी एक बहुत अच्छा स्कोप है और सब लोग कर लेते हैं. बट द ओनली थिंग इज द पीपल और द स्टूडेंट्स हु आर डूइंग इट, दे नीड टू बी कंसंट्रेटेड कि मुझे यही करना है. एंड इट्स अ वेरी टफ टाइम फॉर देम फॉर द फर्स्ट 5 years बिकॉज दे आर लर्निंग एंड देन दे हैव द प्रेशर ऑफ अर्निंग. then they have the pressure, peer pressure कि मेरे peers जो हैं, जो मेरे friends हैं, उनकी job लग गई है. they have the society pressure कि society में सब लोग कह रहे हैं that you know इससे अच्छा तो job join कर लेते तो जल्दी profits मिलने लग जाते, first month से ही salary हाथ में आ जाती. that's the mindset that everyone has in a family. they're not wrong. They're not wrong. They're only caring about ourselves कि you know student हो करके आप start कर रहे हो, ऐसा नहीं कहीं आप fail हो जाओ तो आप अपना confidence lose कर दो. तो वो care terms से parents हमें ये बोलते हैं that you know you should not do it right now, maybe you can do it later. आप थोड़े stable हो जाओ life में, then you do it later. कई बार parents ऐसा बोलते हैं families में. So इस तरीके के जो situations होती हैं उससे बाहर आना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. You need to be firm in whatever decisions you are taking and you need to be stuck there. Ups and downs will definitely come. अगर आज आप एक स्कूल में भी पढ़ने जाते हो या जब आपने कॉलेज भी किया होगा या आप कहीं पे भी जॉब भी करते हो, वहां पे भी ups and downs आते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है कि हर दिन एक जैसा होता है. वहां पे भी you know you have to listen to the boss or like you know the heads, whoever is there above you. And if you are running your own business, you have the pressure of your clients. अगर आप ट्रेनर हो तो आपके जितने भी लोग हैं, जो लोग आपकी बात सुनेंगे, उनका प्रेशर होता है that you know they should not feel कि अरे ये तो बहुत डिस्कनेक्टेड है, ये क्या बोल रहे हैं. Then if you are a teacher, so then students का एक प्रेशर होता है that you know students should understand. आज के डेट में स्टूडेंट्स के पास इंफॉर्मेशन इतनी ज्यादा है that they point out teachers कि अरे मैम ये तो ऐसे गूगल पे मिल जाता है, फिर हम क्यों बुक्स में पढ़ रहे हैं. The question is very much correct. It's not wrong, but we need to give them direction as to why we are reading it. What's the need of reading it? So having a clarity of what to do, when to do, and the next thing that you know many people do as I take it as a mistake as when you are running business from home is not having a proper setup or not having a learning mindset. कोई भी चीज का प्रॉपर सेटअप आप तभी कर सकते हो जब आप कोई चीज सीख रहे हो. बहुत सारे फीमेल्स ऐसे होती हैं या बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स भी मैंने आज के डेट में ऐसे देखे हैं जिन्हें बीच में जैसे एक टिकटॉक करके एक ऐप आया था, लाइक स्टूडेंट्स का क्रेज उस चीज को लेके इतना था that since they started earning money from it, they thought that became their life. Now while they were only doing what that app wants, some of them they did some other things also. They learned how to make videos, how to do editing, etc., all the digital skills that are required, and maybe they ended up doing something else for someone else and they got money out of it. But अगर आप वो चीज नहीं कर रहे हो, अगर आप लर्न नहीं कर रहे हो, तो जैसे ही कोई भी एक चीज कोलैप्स होगी तो आपका भी पूरा इकोसिस्टम बैठ जाएगा. मतलब you will not be able to earn anything, you will not be able to move ahead in your professional life. You will again come back to zero and you will have to start from zero. तो ये बहुत बार होता है. किसी ने एक आइडिया सोचा, बिजनेस आइडिया, कि अरे चलो ये करते हैं, and it didn't flourish out, या अच्छे से नहीं आया, प्रॉपरली नहीं आया, या नहीं हुआ, सक्सेसफुल नहीं हुआ. वो ट्राई किया 1 साल 1.5 साल, नहीं हुआ सक्सेसफुल. and then they drop it. Now the point is कई लोग उसको आगे लेके जाने की नहीं सोचते कि इसी को अगर ये नहीं हो रहा है तो क्यों रिफाइन नहीं हो रहा है. क्या मैंने एक रीजन ढूंढने की कोशिश करी that why it's not becoming successful? You know, what's the problem? Is the problem in me, or is the problem in my product? Is the problem in my service? या तो आप सर्विस दे सकते हो या कोई प्रोडक्ट दे सकते हो, दोनों मिक्स भी दे सकते हो, या आपके अंदर एज अ ओनर, एज अ मैनेजर कोई प्रॉब्लम होगी या कोई ऐसी स्किल्स है जो आपको अभी भी सीखनी है इन टर्म्स ऑफ बिजनेस. सो ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने बिजनेस स्टार्ट कर दिया तो यू डोंट नीड टू लर्न. Like, you know, even today, I learn a lot from many of the mentors who are based in India, who are based out of India. तो बहुत सारे ऐसे mentors हैं जिनसे मैं भी आज के डेट में सीखती हूँ, and I constantly stay in touch with them so that I don't lose that caliber of mine. क्योंकि अगर वो lose कर दिया मैंने और अगर मैं अपने ही ट्रैक पे निकल गई तो जब वहां फेलियर आएगा तो मुझे संभालने के लिए कोई नहीं होगा, and I will not know what to do. So if you want to get answers constantly on what to do, then having a mentor, talking to someone, learning new skills, getting yourself updated with the world is important, whatever be the industry, whatever be the field. So as I was saying that, you know, 3 common mistakes that anyone who's running a business from home is basically, like, first, when you are not believing in your thought, ki, yes, I can do it. Second thing is you waste a lot of time in what, like, you know, people will say or what I should do, or will it be successful or not. So limiting the mind. And third thing is not learning what you should learn, not staying connected with the best ones from the industry, or even not the best ones, someone who is at least a level above you. No, there is one thing that always I learn from my mentors, that stay connected to people who are one level above you and one level below you, because you will learn in this zone. You know, this is the zone where you learn. Same thing applies for students. अगर आप student भी हो तो ये भी देखो कि आपसे जो next batch आने वाला है वो क्या सीख के आ रहा है, because they will be more active than you. Today, students are more active than us. They know a lot of many of the technological things that we even don't know, or we, like, you know, we haven't learned when we were doing our studies. So there's a fact that the future generation aayegi, they will be much more faster, much more quicker. They will learn, they will have information on their fingertips.
Yes.
That's the real fact. So learning, unlearn करके फिर से learn करना, किसी को अपने साथ हमेशा journey में लेके चलना, that is very important. So if you're not doing these mistakes, then you can think of running a business from home. Because if you don't care about what place you are running business from, आप घर से चला रहे हो या आपका एक बहुत बड़ा ऑफिस है, तो अगर आप वो चीज नहीं सोच रहे हो तो आप एक बहुत बड़ी चीज अपने खुद के लिए कर रहे हो, दैट इज यू आर बिल्डिंग अप योरसेल्फ डे बाय डे. जहां आप सोचने लग जाते हो कि इस पर्सन का तो ऑफिस है तो मेरा भी ऑफिस होना चाहिए, या डेफिनेटली होना चाहिए, देयर शुड बी अ डेडिकेटेड प्लेस एट होम for you to sit for work, where you sit every day. There should be a dedicated place, but not necessarily that you rent out the office, because that again adds expenses. हम लोग business terms में बोलते हैं कि expenses जितने कम हो उतना अच्छा है. And जब हम solo business start कर रहे हैं, मतलब खुद अकेले start कर रहे हैं, तो कभी-कभी हम इतने emotional हो जाते हैं that, you know, we spend all our savings. And ultimately we go bankrupt and we say कि यार अब तो business ही shut करना पड़ेगा, या again we try to go on debt side, मतलब हम लोन लेने की कोशिश करते हैं. और अगर वो आइडिया ऑलरेडी एक फ्लॉप आइडिया है, नहीं चल रहा है, और अगर उसके ऊपर हम एक लोन ले रहे हैं तो हम एक अपने ऊपर एक बहुत बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ले रहे हैं जिससे बाहर निकलना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. So till the time you are not rolling your services, you are not rolling your products to the customers, you don't know कि market में चल रहा है कि नहीं, till the time this whole cycle is not happening, I would say you should not try to go for debt. Debt should be the last option that you should ever do in a business. I totally believe in bootstrap businesses, मतलब ऐसे businesses जो कि अपनी earnings अपने revenue से चलाए जा सकते हैं. तो एक बहुत अच्छी चीज, मतलब जो हमने देखी भी है कई लोगों में, like, you know, the owners of many of the big companies, if you see their dress ups, they are really very simple. If you see the things that they use, you know, they are the things that normally common people use. That is the identity of a true businessman. I believe that. क्योंकि अगर आप अपनी लाइफ में सिंप्लिसिटी रखते हो, जितनी सिंप्लिसिटी आप अपनी लाइफ में रखते हो, एंड यू आर नॉट ओवर स्पेंडिंग ऑन थिंग्स विच आर नॉट रिक्वायर्ड इन योर लाइफ, देन यू आर एबल टू डेवलप समथिंग जो दुनिया चाहती है, जो आप चाहते हो, एंड यू फील satisfied about it. You are not running behind generating a lifestyle, you are running behind creating impact for people, and that leads to a successful business in the future. So yeah, so like now when homepreneurs, or like people who are running businesses from home, अभी बहुत सारे situations ऐसे होते हैं जब you fail out of cash, or like you feel that you need team, or you feel that अकेले नहीं हो रहा है, या investments नहीं है, या proper skills नहीं है, कहाँ से लाऊं, कैसे जाऊं, time का problem है. So all these things can be managed only when you want to manage it. किसी भी बिजनेस का जो एक इकोसिस्टम होता है, मतलब किसी भी सिस्टम में जो एक बिजनेस चलता है, जो एक पूरा सेटअप होता है बिजनेस का, कि आपके पास एक ऑपरेशंस डिपार्टमेंट होना चाहिए, एक लोगों का डिपार्टमेंट, मतलब जो एचआर डिपार्टमेंट होता है वो होना चाहिए, एक स्किल्ड डिपार्टमेंट होना चाहिए, एक टेक्निकल डिपार्टमेंट होना चाहिए जो कि टेक्निकलिटीज हैंडल करते हैं, और प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस, जो भी आपका जो सर्विसेज हैं या जो भी आपके जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं उसके लिए डिपार्टमेंट्स डेडिकेटेड होना चाहिए. नाउ दिस इज अ आइडियल बिजनेस मॉडल ऑफ अ फ्लरिशिंग बिजनेस, जहां पे आपके डिपार्टमेंट्स सेग्रीगेट हो जाते हैं. बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली जब सोलोप्रेन्योर्स घर से काम करते हैं, जब ऐसे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स जो घर से काम कर रहे हैं, जिनके पास कुछ नहीं है सिवाय खुद के, उनके लिए आगे बढ़ना इज अ टोटली डिफरेंट सेटअप. बिकॉज यू कैन नॉट एक्सपेक्ट योरसेल्फ कि आज मैं इतना अर्न कर लूं कि उसके बाद मैं 10 लोगों की टीम रख लूंगी, आज मैं इतना अर्न करने लग जाऊं कि उसके बाद मैं ऑफिस खोल लूंगी. नो, यू विल हैव टू डू इट साइमल्टेनियसली, स्टेप बाय स्टेप. So the problem with solo entrepreneurship is that it goes little slow. It goes little slow as compared to already going with a startup kind of a structure. जहां आप एक business idea लेके जाते हो, कोई एक investor आता है जो कि money देने के लिए तैयार है, and वो money से आप अपना पूरा business model setup कर लेते हो, सारे department setup कर लेते हो. But वहां पे at last वो money वो person का ही है जो invest कर रहा है, और वो आपकी मेहनत देख के ही invest करेगा. So even if you are thinking of a startup or kind of an idea as a student, then too you will have to wait till the time that idea becomes a proof of concept. Proof of concept मतलब कोई भी अगर जो आपका बिजनेस आइडिया है वो अगर प्रॉपर रेवेन्यू जनरेशन साइकिल में चला जाता है, मतलब जहां से प्रॉफिट्स आने लग जाते हैं और लोगों को ये समझ में आ जाता है कि कितना इनपुट हो रहा है और क्या आउटपुट निकल रहा है, या आप ऐसी कौन सी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहे हो जिसके लिए किसी सामने वाले को आपके बिजनेस में पैसा लगाना चाहिए या इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहिए. सो दैट इज लाइक द स्टार्टअप स्टोरी. बट किसी को अगर वो नहीं करना है, like if suppose like I didn't want to go the startup way, I never pitched investors, although like my husband has been behind my life to pitch to investors, but then I said no. So coming to a point where you don't want to do it yourself because you feel that will only increase the liability upon you, or you don't want to do it, maybe आपका वो thought process ही नहीं है कि मुझे किसी से अभी इस स्टेज पे पैसे लेने हैं. So then in that case, you need to set up proper processes for your business. तो सबसे पहले जैसे ही आपका आइडिया प्रूफ हो जाता है, एक प्रूफ ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट बन जाता है आपके आइडिया का कि हाँ ये एक ऐसी सर्विस है या ये एक ऐसा प्रोडक्ट है जो मैं अगर क्रिएट कर रही हूँ और सेल कर रही हूँ किसी को, तो वहां से मुझे एक रेवेन्यू मिल रहा है, क्या प्रॉफिट मार्जिन है मेरा उसमें. जब ये पूरी चीजें, ये जो बेसिक जो फंडामेंटल्स हैं बिजनेस के, इनपुट एंड आउटपुट, वो आपको क्लियर हो जाता है, then that is the right time when you should actually start thinking about how to grow it, because आप सब कुछ हमेशा अकेले नहीं कर सकते. The problem with people is like एक थॉट ये भी आता है फ्रीलांसर्स को कि अरे सब कुछ अच्छा तो चल रहा है, like there are projects coming in, especially like जैसे आजकल बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो लोग डिजिटल मार्केटिंग में हैं या आपकी फ्रीलांस ट्रेनिंग और कोचिंग करते हैं, फ्रीलांसर्स हैं, थ्रू सम और द अदर अकेडमी दे कनेक्ट and they train, they coach, So that is something that they do. There is a coaching system where, like, teachers are going and teaching. Abhi online teaching bhi bahut zyada chalu ho gaye. So even, like, there are people from foreign countries who want to learn from Indians, and many Indian teachers are doing a very good job at explaining the Indian concepts, where, like, the Indian parents in the foreign countries want their kids to learn something. तो ऐसे इस तरीके के इकोसिस्टम्स में जहाँ पे there is a need by the people for a specific thing, then you know that it's running. And कभी कभी जब ये चीजें सिर्फ ऐसे रन करने लग जाती है flatly, तो the person who's running this particular thing feels that कि ऐसा ही रन होता रहेगा and मुझे कुछ नहीं करना पड़ेगा. But जैसे ही आपके वो 5 clients, अगर गलती से उसमें से 3 भी चले गए ना, तो आपका पूरा मंथली बजट हिल जाता है. मतलब एज अ बिजनेस यू आर इन लॉस. वो एक चीज आइडेंटिफाई करना, दैट व्हेन डू आई नीड अ टीम टू हैंडल, या व्हाट शुड बी द वे दैट आई स्केल अप, इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो आई नॉर्मली टॉक अबाउट बिजनेस री-आइडिएशन. मतलब जब भी आपका बिजनेस एक ऐसे स्टेज पे होता है जहां से वो आगे नहीं बढ़ रहा, तो आपको शायद री-आइडिएट करने की जरूरत होती है, which truly means that you need to rethink on whatever is going around, whether you are choosing the right product or service or not, to give it to the people. अगर आप स्कूल का एक इकोसिस्टम चला रहे हैं, सपोज लाइक इफ यू आर ओनिंग अ किंडरगार्टन, अगर आप एक किंडरगार्टन चला रहे हैं एंड सडनली यू फील दैट कि एक कॉम्पिटिटर है जो कि जिन्होंने थोड़े ही डिस्टेंस पे एक नया स्कूल खोल लिया, अगेन दैट्स a very good kindergarten and it is a branded one and stuff. Now ऐसे केसेस में क्या होता है कि जो यहाँ पे जो ओनर है वो थोड़े हिल जाते हैं. Obviously you get disturbed with the competition just being near to you, but the point is कुछ तो एक ऐसी USP होगी जिससे आप आगे जा सकते हो. So instead of thinking that what I need to do, think of how I need to do it. What I need to do तो आएगा ही आएगा, but उसके साथ साथ ये भी सोचो कि कैसे होगा. Because बहुत सारे लोग ऐसा बोलते हैं कि हाँ ऑनलाइन स्कूलिंग करनी है, I must start ऑनलाइन स्कूलिंग. मतलब मैंने ये पैंडेमिक से लेकर के मार्च 2020, अप्रैल 2020 से लेकर के पिछले नवंबर दिसंबर तक मैंने ये वर्ड्स बहुत सारे लोगों से सुने दैट यस वी शुड स्टार्ट ऑनलाइन स्कूलिंग, बट दे आर नॉट डूइंग इट. So till the time you are not doing it, you cannot expect people to come to you because your school is shut. There is nothing happening. Everywhere people are shut. Online education was the only mode. Now you missed that chance. You have already lost almost 24 months, and now you're talking about कि अब मैं क्या करूं. So the point is कि अब तो वो stagnancy आ गई आपके business में, where you are stagnant, where you don't know कि अब मैं क्या करूं, या मैं किस तरीके से आगे बढ़ूं, या मेरे इतने सारे कॉम्पिटिटर्स हो गए हैं कि वहां उसमें से निकलना and to prove yourself that even you are doing something is very, very difficult. So when you are trying to scale or when you are trying to expand your business activities, the first thing that you need to do is re-ideation. मतलब rethink करना पड़ता है. कई बार जो एक्टिविटीज या सर्विसेज जो हम खुद अकेले कर रहे थे, शायद अगर आप टीम भी लेकर के आ जाओ तो शायद वो इतनी स्केलेबल सर्विस ही नहीं. Suppose if I take a very simple example, if I have only 2 clients in hand, अगर मैं कोई भी एक कोडिंग का प्रोजेक्ट कर रही हूँ या वेबसाइट का कर रही हूँ या डिजिटल मार्केटिंग कर रही हूँ, और even if I'm teaching and if I have only 2 to 3 clients or 5 clients in hand, I cannot say that I am ready to scale up. I need to think of ways, number one, कि और clients कैसे आएंगे. पहले तो ये सोचना पड़ता है that how the clients will come to my business, whatever I am doing, whether I am in the service class, whether I am making products, or I am doing a mix of it. Whatever I am doing, the first thing is how I bring in customers. That is normally technically called as leads. क्योंकि customers के पास पहुंचने के लिए आपको उनकी कुछ information चाहिए होती है. उस information को business terms में we call it leads. So that leads that you want to get generated for your business, how they will be generated is a big question mark. आप marketing करेंगे या आप कुछ events रखेंगे, आपकी website से leads आएंगे, how it's going to happen. So you need to think about it. So that's re-ideation. The next thing in the re-ideation is to think about your products and services. Like, whether your product is really scalable or not. अगर आप आज एक प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हो I took an example of a bakery right now. So if you are having a baking kind of setup, जहाँ पे आप baking कर रहे हो, are you ready to set up professionally? अगर आपके पास आज के डेट में 5 orders एक साथ आ जाते हैं, will you be able to handle it? Are you prepared for it? What is your way of sourcing your materials so that materials reach to your home in the fastest manner rather than you going out and doing it? Or what is the way where you can get the resources for a cheaper rate, so that you can earn more profits, because you need to pay your team if you're thinking of scaling up, or you need to pay for any of the technicalities that you're thinking about. So the point is that how should I position my product and service so that it becomes a scalable thing in the future, which normally homepreneurs don't do. They think कि जैसा चल रहा है वैसा ही चलते रहेगा तो अच्छा, like if I'm good at cakes, let me be good at cakes only. Then why to serve cookies, or why to go for chocolates, or why to go for any other things, why to go for cupcakes? Arey baba, cupcakes is a similar item, why not to go for it? Even if you spend a little bit only on the technical thing, that is getting the instruments ready and getting your ovens ready, I think you are there to already flourish your thing. You are there and you can just introduce a new product. So the point is how you want to do it. Do you want to include a second line of product or service with the existing one, or you want to make the existing one on a large scale? So that is the key which you need to identify when you are trying to scale or trying to grow or trying to shift yourself from being a homepreneur to actually going to a stage where you can call yourself a business owner. So this is second thing. And the third thing being how then I should manage my team. Okay, what kind of a team should I have? The basic question that I normally get from many people is like, Saakshi, I'm not able to get the team that I want because all the teams are, they are asking for more money. So the team members who want to join me for any kind of work are asking for more money. Now, let me tell you one fact. The people who have skills, they come at a cost. So you need to decide, can you invest that much in your business for the next 3 months? If you can invest for the next 3 months where you can train and where you can start getting revenue from the person who is doing that work, then it's okay. But if that's not happening, then you need to identify another ways into it. Just saying you can go for a vendor, or you can go on a contractual basis to hire teams, or you can even go for interns to get the basic level jobs done. So how to identify all this, कि इतने सारे लोग हैं, इतने सारे लोग इतनी सारी different kinds of work roles पे आ सकते हैं, या different kinds of salary structures पे आ सकते हैं. So how do I identify what is my need? As a business owner, you need to see what is that particular task that is taking a lot of time in your daily activities. So suppose if I have a business where I'm serving some kind of clients, and if I'm calling my clients daily, that is something that I have to do daily, then that is taking your time as a business owner, whereas actually you should be concentrating on something else. So list down the activities that takes maximum time of you, and that is a recurring task, because recurring task can be easily given to someone else, where you don't need to think about anything extra. You need to only do that recurring task. Okay, these are the 10, these are the list of clients, and we need to choose 10 and we need to call them, take their feedbacks. Again, the next day we are doing the same thing. Again, the next day you are doing the same thing. So that's a recurring process for any of the businesses, where you try to contact your customers, you try to do packaging of the products that you have, you try to create the products, or like, you need someone to handle the production side, or you need someone to handle the service side. So suppose if I talk about a school structure, now a school structure needs an admin person to sit and look at the daily inquiries or daily things that are coming up at the counter. Whatever is coming up at the reception, the person needs to look at. So don't you think you need a person at the reception? Yes, definitely. If you're a school owner, you should not be sitting at the reception. You should not be sitting at the reception, even if you own a kindergarten. So that should be your thought process of what is that particular need that would save me time. Okay. Now the first thing is saving your time. Second thing is saving your money in terms of hiring. How to save your money in terms of hiring. Now, when you want to save your money in terms of hiring, decide what are the core competencies that you are looking for. What is the need of your business where you need experts? बहुत hardcore experts चाहिए, नहीं तो मेरा business नहीं चलेगा. Now, when you know that you need some hardcore experts, you need to find a way to get those experts in your business. Either you start paying them, number one, or you have a collaboration with them. So when I started my business, which is basically into designing learning portals. So we design learning portals. And when we do this, the basic component that I need is I need a strong team, technical team who looks after coding and who looks after creating that portal for me. Because I know the in and outs. I'm handling business. I cannot sit and do coding. That is something that I have never done in my life. So I don't want me to put myself into that position, learn coding, and then say I will develop portals. Okay, that's a lame idea. That will not work even for the next 5 years. So what I need to concentrate on is where can I get those people whom I can hire so that they can provide me some kind of service. They can help me with some kind of service that I'm doing, and then that can be given to the customers. So although the brain is mine, the idea is mine, the investment is mine, but still I'm getting the core work done by someone else.
Yes.
Same thing happens in the form of at the time of manufacturing. You know, if you are on the manufacturing side, now not necessarily you set up your own factories. Okay, find out factories that are doing the similar jobs, those who are doing white label jobs, those who don't want to put down their labels ki ye is factory mein produce hua tha. They don't want that. They are just doing it for other people. So find those people who are ready to work for other people collaboratively or even on a pay basis, like, you know, how you can pay them. So that is how you can save money while hiring. You need to find out if that is not a core area or if that is a short-term job. Don't keep a person for a full-time role. Keep a person on a project basis so that as soon as that project finishes, that person winds up and you give the salary. So you're finished with it. That's a one-time expense for your business. You are not giving on monthly expenses thinking कि business आगे और आएगा तो ऐसा काम आगे और आ सकता है. Another point is, you know, business owners का एक बहुत ज़्यादा एक enthusiastic behavior भी होता है, जहाँ हमेशा ये feeling आती है, अरे future में business आ जाएगा तो नहीं रख लेते हैं, you know, keep this member. This is a very good person. We should not allow her or him to go. So the point is कि ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको उनके जैसा मिलेगा नहीं. Yes, definitely you should always take care of your team, especially like, you know, people who are skilled or who want to grow with you. So point is कि अगर आपको उसकी उस time पे जरूरत नहीं है तो make it clear to the person that hey, we are keeping you on the project basis and maybe we'll need you for future projects also. Treat them that way. So that is how you save money on hiring, either by doing contractual basis, by hiring vendors if you need vendors for anything, or you hire permanent people for only core job areas, which are your day-to-day activities and which are your core areas that holds your business, that forms your business. So that is how you save money. And talking about the third aspect of hiring, that is how to get the perfect people. This is a very important question, like, you know, that I get repeatedly from people कि किस तरीके से हम एक proper hiring mechanism बना सकते हैं या किस तरीके से हम एक अच्छा hiring system कर सकते हैं अपने खुद के business के लिए. Because people fail, they don't understand as to what should they should take within their business so that their business is not failing. You know, कई बार ऐसा होता है that we feel कि अच्छा हमें एक बहुत अच्छा marketer चाहिए या digital marketer चाहिए. आज के डेट में हर एक business को एक digital marketer चाहिए. So it's your decision to decide whether you need a full-time marketer. If that's your daily activity, you will need a full-time marketer. But if you are in a business जहाँ पे कि वो एक daily activity नहीं है या सिर्फ एक substitute है because you need to show your presence in the market, you need to do digital marketing. तो अगर आपकी need सिर्फ उतनी है कि मुझे सिर्फ एक प्रेजेंस दिखानी है डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में, that's why, then I think going towards the vendor is a good decision. Now, when you're hiring someone and you're hiring someone at a low cost, you must understand that you will not get all those skills that you want. So if you are ready for it, then do it. Even I have many student interns, who have done internship under me. We train them, and even many of them leave. So that's another reality of businesses, that people leave you, and it's okay. It's okay for them to grow. If they are not getting that growth, or if they're getting better opportunities, they will definitely leave you. Whether it be your business partners, people even fail choosing their business partners. So that's how, you need to hire. You need to think about how interns are growing with you. That even after internship, they would love to stay with you. So how would they stay with you? What do you think? Only when you provide them learning and growth opportunities. Like, if you're not giving them so much of money, show them that they are learning a lot of things, that even if they leave after a gap of a year or so, they will be gaining a lot of knowledge that they must have not gained it that way. And you keep them a little bit of flexible. Don't be very stubborn with these kind of people whom you keep on low paying jobs, because what happens is, one, you have a small based setup. So definitely once they get a MNC kind of the salary, they're going to run out from you. So you know that fact. So how do you take care of these people? So be flexible with them, give them learning opportunities. That's how you take care of people, when you want to show them that you're caring for them, and they be with you in terms of like what you're doing it for them, and they feel that the time that they are spending with you is valuable. And be flexible in the work hours with them, because and if they are working from home, if they're working from your workplaces, then it becomes a little bit of difficult to become flexible. But be flexible in whatever ways you can, whatever little ways that you can help them, just help them so that they feel that you are there for them. So student interns work this way. And if you don't want to take student interns, if you want to take freshers, if you want to hire people who are already from the job roles, then you need to be prepared for hiring them at the cost that they will for. So that's how hiring goes for small business owners. And I hope that this must have sparked a few of the things in your mind. So if there is a spark of few of the questions, then definitely put down into comments, and we'll put down the answers as soon as we can in the comment section while you're watching this video.
Yes, Sam. Actually, I have many questions to ask you in between also, but the flow that you have made, na ma'am, that is so wonderful. And I thought that I should keep that at the end. I should first listen to you properly. We have listened to you thoroughly, and from the very beginning till the end, the energy level, the spark is totally there in your conversation, in your the saying, whatever you have told. So a few questions to ask you, to begin with. The very first question from your own experiences. Like you said that you have worked in the industry for 10 years, you were an educator. So then what one thing happens one day that gave you a thought that now you have to shift to the business, or become an entrepreneur?
Okay,
what happened?
I became an entrepreneur by chance. I never thought it that way, that I need to become an entrepreneur. The only thing was, as I said, I conceived and I was having my baby. So when she was 5 months old, and it was time for me to switch back to jobs, the only thing that I needed was 1 or 2 months extra. But somehow that was not possible, and I had to take that decision within 48 hours of leaving my job, putting down the resignation. And after that, I was blank. So there was no idea of what I'm going to do after leaving the job. And I just decided to give the resignation, being emotionally connected to my child. That happens with anyone who becomes especially with first time mothers. And in today's nuclear families, where that either you have to depend on servants' maids or daycares, if you are working professionally for 10 to 12 hours, or there should be a support system for your family. So if that's not there, and if you feel that there is a gap, then ultimately you decide to leave. So that was the reason why I decided to leave. And when I was in this journey of doing something, because definitely I cannot stop doing anything. I have been earning from the age when I was I was in 10th grade. So that was the time from I have been earning. And suddenly earning stops, then you feel that block. What will I do? What should I do? I've learned so much. I've come so far. I have been into a stable job. I was getting a continuous income. So what should I do to get that income? So I also started from freelancing. But then I realized that, freelancing is not helping me grow at a fast level. So then I started to brand myself, and then I started to bring my products and services. So there was a lot of experimentation. There were failures. I failed in 2 of my businesses, and this is the third one which became successful. And then we have a hat trick now. So right now we are having 3 verticals that I handle as a business owner. And it's just 3 years of my business journey. So we'll be completing 3rd year in June. So that's how my entrepreneurship journey has been.
You are talking about Mindynamics, right?
Yeah, Mindynamics is one of the ventures. And apart from that, as I said, I coach. So that's again another vertical that has nothing to do with Mindynamics. And the third is I am a strategic partner for a digital marketing company. So that's also a space where I work with, and I help their clients grow their business online.
Right. Ma'am, as a coach, as an entrepreneur coach, as a business coach, specifically for women, many times it happens that especially when we listen to such kind of a conversation, it comes in our mind that yes, we also have to do something. We have to also start our business and something. But then we don't know what to do, what to start. If something happens to you also during your sessions, that somebody has come to you, especially the women, that they said that we want to do something, but we don't know what to do. So in that case, how you handle them and what guidance you give to them?
So basically, normally, yes, it happens with almost everyone. Although you might be having some idea of what you want to do, but on the other side, there are also cases where people don't know what they want to do, but they just want to do something. Some of them, they are there because they want to find an escape route. They want to move out of the emotional turmoil that has suddenly happened in their personal lives. And then they feel post-COVID, I got many cases where people, they lost their close family members, even spouses. Now, in such cases, you don't know what to do. You're stagnant. Sometimes there were some people who were especially women who were not into jobs, and they lost their close family members. Now they don't know what to do because there's financial instability, plus there's a pressure of what to do. So to such people who are stuck at a point, or you don't know what to do, I would say go with a few things where you can sit and you can talk to yourself and jot down just 4 or 5 things. So I have 5 things on fingers which I normally tell people to do. Number 1 is find the knowledge domain. From which background do you come from, and what should be the problem that you can solve. That's the second thing. Using that knowledge or experience that you have. Even if you don't have experience, कुछ ना कुछ knowledge तो होगा, कुछ ना कुछ education तो होगी, या कुछ ना कुछ skill तो होगी जो आपको आती होगी. So take that knowledge, experience and skills that you have, combine it and see what you can do out of it. किस चीज में आपकी एजुकेशन रही है. अगर एजुकेशन से कुछ कनेक्टेड नहीं है, सपोज I've been an engineer, but instead of being a communication engineer, today I am having a training academy. So it's a totally different field. But throughout this journey, this has only happened because of the skills that I have learned. I realized that teaching and training is something that I have done always. So why not do it right now? So there are some skills that you carry throughout your life, but you never know. कुछ लोग बहुत अच्छी बात कर लेते हैं, but उन्हें पता ही नहीं होता कभी, वो घर पे ही बात कर रहे होते हैं, या शायद स्कूल में कभी सिर्फ स्टेज पे किया होगा. एक्ट कर लेते हैं, एक्टिंग अच्छी कर लेते हैं, डांसिंग अच्छा कर लेते हैं, सिंगिंग अच्छा कर लेते हैं, बेकिंग कर लेते हैं. There are so many options in today's world. So identify that skill. And third thing is identify what problem you are going to solve for customers. क्या ऐसी प्रॉब्लम है दुनिया में जो आप सॉल्व कर पाओगे जिसकी वजह से कोई आपकी सर्विसेज या प्रोडक्ट्स को वैल्यू करेगा. How you can add value. Don't think about adding value in terms of pricing or gaining profits, but first think कि value कैसे add होगी. Profits automatically follow होने start हो जाते हैं in any of the businesses. So that's the key area where you need to focus. And I think if you are able to combine this, आपकी knowledge, expertise, skills, and what is the problem that you are going to solve for the customers or for the people around you, I think you can get a business model that you want to do. And there is one always interesting point that I talk to people, that अगर आपको किसी भी चीज से connect करना हो अपने business को, if you don't want to do it but still you are doing it, and अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि यार मुझे नहीं करना है पर फिर भी मैं कर रहा हूँ, I'm feeling very bored, so connect that business to your hobby. Add some element that you love. If you love arts, decorate your space, the office space, with the arts that you love, or draw yourself, paint yourself, and put it there. If you love music, put around music in your offices or in your working spaces so that you feel loved and you don't feel pressurized. So these are small things, small hacks and tricks which I think can help people, and which has helped people. We have proven results where we have helped people gain a good business idea, take it forward in this way, and feel good about whatever they're doing.
Right. And you have also talked about the young entrepreneurs. So, ma'am, one thing that I want to ask you is, when we see this business ecosystem, especially entrepreneurship, it should be, and it is actually developed for the need-based persons, as a customers and as the host also, the guest and the host, need based. But nowadays this concept is growing so much that especially the youngsters, they just follow each other. It has become more fashion to be an entrepreneur, and actually to be need based entrepreneur. So how you see this? Is this true, or what you want to add to this?
Okay, so this happens most of the time with student entrepreneurs, because they get easily carried with the information that's available to them, or the influential circle that's around them. Think about the content that anyone is consuming today. What people are consuming: YouTube, Netflix, Instagram, okay, Facebook, all these things people are consuming, including adults, including students. Everyone is open to these mediums of gaining information, of gaining content. So what is the type of content that you're gaining is very important. That helps you to set up your mindset. So as a student entrepreneur, as someone who is just trying to start something on their own, don't run after influence. Don't get influenced by people's journey, because the hard reality is it takes time to build that journey. Don't just see the results, see the hard work. If you really want to know what's there in that industry, talk to those people, network with those people, identify उन लोगों ने क्या किया है वो करने के लिए जिस stage पे आज वो लोग खड़े हैं. And I am 100% sure you will see a lot of journeys which are there of struggles, which are there of people, being awake at night, which are there of people going out to study, of taking loans and studying, or of gaining skills just because they want to do something on their own. So don't follow an influential journey of someone, but rather have a journey where first you know what you're doing and why you are doing it. You should know the why of why I'm doing it, and how should I do it? How will I achieve it? So am I ready to put in that much amount of hard work, that much amount of time, that much amount of skills
and patience
that is necessary? Yeah, the education, the core skills.
Right.
That are necessary to be on that stage where that person is. वो भी 1-2 साल में नहीं बन गए होंगे, they must have taken 4-5 years for sure to be at that level where they are today.
Right. And what I think is to start is that easy, but to scale up is a bit difficult. So I think that the youth should understand that. So another question we go to other.
It takes time. Yeah. I mean, the fact is you need to have that reality, that understanding in your mind that it takes time. So you must have that understanding, and you must not lose your cool or lose your enthusiasm. You must stay motivated. Find sources where you can stay motivated.
Right. And ma'am, especially as we are today talking about the homepreneurs, so, and especially when they are women, so one thing that comes is about the professionalism. Many of the people, they question about the professionalism of homepreneurs, especially with the women entrepreneurs. So what should they do to actually tell that, yes, our business, we are totally professional, or what challenges to overcome to gain that professionalism?
So, as you said rightly, yes, homepreneurs पे लोग पहले इतना विश्वास नहीं करते थे, और even today, if you're not giving a professional kind of service or kind of behavior, to your clients, they will not feel that you are giving them something valuable. The point is that when you say that, you need to talk about professionalism, that really doesn't mean ki you're sitting with a suit coat or sitting with a with something that that people won't connect to. The point is that you stay connected to your clients, but on the other hand, also ensure that there is a professionalism in processes, so that your processes are very clear to your clients of how the product or the service is reaching them, and what you are doing there, what you are doing, so that they are getting the value out of the money that they are paying to you. So that is one point. Second point is, with females, the major problem is handling family as well as the professional side. That is personal side as well as the professional side. Now, when this happens, बहुत सारे females ऐसी होती हैं, like I have seen people sitting with their babies, or I have seen them sitting in an environment which is already clumsy around. When you're talking to people, there's background noise happening, or whenever you are trying to deliver some services or deliver some products, like when you are trying to create something or the other happens, and then you end up telling your clients that due to my personal commitments, I was not able to give this professional commitment. So please don't do that. Keep your personal life and your professional life separate. And for this, the first thing that you will have to do is train your family. The first thing as a female entrepreneur or as a woman entrepreneur is अपने खुद को prepare करने से ज़्यादा पहले उनको prepare करो that this is something that I'll be doing, and this is the time zone that I need for my business. You have to prepare themselves, and this not only happens with women. Let me tell you, because I have seen one of my close relatives. He's a student, and in the last 10 years, he has grown his business from 0 rupees to certain lakhs per month today. And when he has done this all from home. And we have got his story featured in my book also. Like, I have a small book where we have got some stories featured, and this is the recent book that is released, and we have some 16 stories here of different entrepreneurs. We have the basic elements of how you can set up your business. So the story is inside here. His name is Kripesh Advani, and when he did all of this, he made it clear to his family that this is the time that I need for my business, and I will need a separate setup for my business. And today he has a separate setup for his business, even though still he is running it from home, earning lakhs of rupees per month today. So that's how you can attain professionalism, even being women. You should have a setup with yourself. You should have a space. When you are setting for business, means you're setting for business, and communications need to be professionalized. Whenever you're having some communications, have written form of communications, do emails. Don't rely on WhatsApp chats, because you never know when phones go off. So there is a lot of miscommunication happening. Have a proper invoicing and payment method so that everything is documented. So professionalism also comes from documentation. Your first thing is, when you start paying, you start registering your company and you start paying taxes. That speaks about the start of your professionalism in a business. There are many people who don't pay taxes. Even if it is null, start paying it. So that's how you need to do it, so that you get a habit that, this is a habit that I need to inculcate as a business owner, that a part of my income goes to taxes. And that's something that I should do as a business owner to serve the country. Okay. Or that's the need. That's a legal norm that needs to be done. So all the legalities needs to be taken care of. Documentation needs to be taken care of.
And ma'am, as a trainer also, I would like to ask you if you can tell us few skills that budding entrepreneurs should have to grow.
Okay, so the first very important skill that I would say is always be ready to learn, unlearn, relearn. Whatever you have learned today, not necessary that will apply in the world after 5 years, even if you are a trainer or a coach. Okay, so you need to be in a learning journey always. I still remember when I started my business, we started with physical events, physical training events ka business, because I was, as I said, I had a background of training even while I was in the education industry. So when we were doing this kind of setup and suddenly COVID came, we were hit with the COVID when we were having a major physical event. all our investment went to losses because we had to return the money to our clients. And that whole thing, taught me one simple thing, that today, if we are not standing up digitally, and if we are not proving the world that, this is something that we were saying that this will work, and now the time has come that it is working, then like we fail as a business. So you need to always unlearn whatever you have learned earlier, learn something new, and even relearn whatever you are learning. So keep in touch with people who can help you gain those skills. Always try to identify 5 potential areas in your business that you need for your business to grow. Either you should be a better communicator. So there can be some soft skills which involves better communication. It involves how you're speaking. It involves how you're presenting yourself. It involves how you are communicating to clients, or whatever it is, how you're speaking on stage, how you're giving your interviews, how you're talking to people. So how you're doing it. So all the hows, or how all the behavioral things, or all the soft skills is something that all the entrepreneurs should have, and you should identify what's missing in you. The second thing is hard skills. What are the technical skills that you need? Now, as a business owner, sometimes it might happen that, there are lots of lists that are getting generated. Now, you know how to handle system, but you don't know how to manage those lists, or you don't know how to manage those database. So either have people who can do it for you, or you do it by yourself. If you're doing it by yourself, then that's the time to learn. At least you should know ki hota kaise. Ultimately you give it to someone to do it. That's okay. So that the other one is not making you fool. As an entrepreneur, you should not be fooled by the people whom you're taking on project basis. So even if you are taking them for a project basis, they should have that clarity that, yes, boss, this is the person who knows exactly, and I cannot fool this person. So that is where you need to have knowledge. If you're getting digital marketing done, I think you must have knowledge of how the postings is done, what are the formats, what are the channels that are good for my industry. This is something, the basic knowledge that you should have, that a digital marketer will not tell you, or they will take several months to tell you. So that will waste your money. So these are the things, the skills that you should have, basically, on the technical side and on the non-technical side.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And before we close for the day, we want to once again have the book cover that you have just shown to us, your book, and we want to know a bit about it and where from we get it.
This is a book, actually we launched it on 10th April in Mumbai. We had a good event here, and this book is available on Amazon. Basically, the book can help the people who want to start their business, because it has elements of how you can run a business. And also it has some secrets from the entrepreneurs who are already doing it. So we have covered different entrepreneurs. I have taken more than 78 interviews for this book, where I interviewed business owners. I had a word with them. We talked about challenges that they are facing. And that's how this book is all crafted. So I call this book a craft. I don't say that it is a book that is only about my experience, but it's my experience, my expertise, my knowledge, and also business secrets from some of the entrepreneurs. It's available on Amazon. So that is something where you can buy it from.
And the name of the book is Solo Entrepreneurship Decoded.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the name of the book.
So I request all my dear audience to go on Amazon and search for this book. Written by Saakshi ma'am, and you can have it. And this is wonderful, because whatever information ma'am has given today to us is actually very much from her heart, from her experience, and true to self. And if we get through it, if we got to know, अगर हम उनको लेना चाहें और उसके थ्रू हम entrepreneurship का एक thread भी पकड़ ले, तो हम आगे अपने आप बढ़ते जाएंगे. मैम ने इतनी डिटेल में हमें एक बेसिक आइडिया दिया है with the challenges, with the growth point, and what skills we should have. And ma'am, with this, we want to thank you very much that you have come on our platform and you have shared your views with us. And it's really a wonderful session talking to you, listening to you, and gaining much more knowledge from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chitra. Thank you for inviting me here today. And as I said, like, anyone, if you have questions, you can put down your comments. What you thought about, like, how would be your journey as an entrepreneur? You can definitely put down in comments if you would like to start your businesses, or what are the challenges that you are facing, so that we can talk about it in future, anytime that you want. So stay connected, everyone. And thank you so much to ICSI for inviting me here and giving me a platform where I could share the exact things that we are doing right now with women, the exact things that I do with women, and how everyone is growing. So I wish every one of you, whatever you're doing in your life, whether you're doing a job or whether you're doing a business, don't feel demotivated of whatever you're doing. Just continue and be happy of whatever you are doing. Nothing is wrong, nothing is right. It's only about the choices that you make in your life.
Ma'am, if you want to share some email ID or something of yours where the people can ask you question directly, if you want to give it, otherwise we can share that with you, all the people there.
Yeah, okay. So my email ID basically is Saakshi Choithani @Mindynamics.in. That's the email ID. I think if we can provide it in the description box somewhere,
sure, ma'am.
The comment, it would be easier for
me. Ji, definitely. And thank you so much. And with this, thanks all our dear audience. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time. But yes, tomorrow is Saturday and we will have our Ayurveda program as well. So we'll meet first at 7 p.m. and then at 8 p.m. So stay blessed. Good night, all of you. And even good morning, good afternoon, good evening, in whatever part of the world you are, whatever time zones from where you are listening to us. Just take care of yourself and just be creative. And thanks to Saakshi ma'am once again.
Thank you, Chitra. Thank you so much, everyone. And one last thing, like the best way also could be, just connect on Instagram. Just look out for me, Saakshi Choithani. And there the DMs are something that I normally answer. So that is also a way where you can reach me easily.
Sure, ma'am. We'll put that in the description box. We'll put that in